For one teen in Richwood, West Virginia, her after-school job is more than a way to earn spending money. Samantha Scarlett has grown up in Richwood, and until recently, her father was employed in a mine machine shop. Due to layoffs and job cuts, Samantha's father lost his job. Now, Samantha is working to help provide for her family.
Times has got really hard and unemployment doesn't pay much, so I got a job here to help support my family as well as myself.
Classmates of Samantha's, like Colton and Sierra Fields, have also felt the painful effects of mine cuts in West Virginia.
My dad had to seek work out of state because he recently was laid off at a closer job in Eskdale, West Virginia, due to the layoffs and the underproduction of coal.
It's really hard on my family having my dad home only one day a week because he lives so far away, and it's not really like we've even had a father figure in our life, period.
Like many West Virginians, Colton and Sierra blame the EPA and Obama's so-called war on coal.
I don't really blame Obama directly. I blame the EPA because they like to go in and mess with things that has no reason to be messed with.
Coal operators in West Virginia also see the EPA as a culprit.
The price has dropped, the demand is down worldwide because of the economy. Then we can no longer afford to produce that high-priced or that high-cost coal because the market won't support that. And it's all because of this interruption that EPA has brought about with the lack of permits being issued in the sequence in which they should be.
Under the Obama administration, the EPA is pushing for cleaner alternatives to coal, such as wind energy.
Wind farms, like this one near Richwood, are a big part of Obama's clean energy policy. But look around. There are no jobs.
The EPA also sees natural gas as a cleaner transition to green energy sources, like wind, solar, and nuclear.
The roughly 2,000 pipes stockpiled here will be used to transport natural gas from fracking wells around Richwood. Natural gas is the centerpiece of Obama's clean energy policy. And while it is abundant here in West Virginia, it does not create nearly the jobs that coal does.
With the presidential election just days away, the decline of coal jobs is emerging as a deciding issue. And while West Virginia is by all accounts a red state, adjacent swing states Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Virginia could tip the scales in Romney's favor. If voters agree with the Romney narrative that Obama is at war with coal.
They didn't even know where the bathrooms were in the White House, and they wrote a 6 or 7 page letter protesting a mining operation on the day that the president was taking the oath of office. And that has created nothing but uncertainty. As I understand what the Romney plan would be is to push this back to the states.
Is the war on coal a reality or just campaign rhetoric? Some in West Virginia are trying to look beyond the campaign noise to the more complex forces shaping energy policies.
Over the long term, West Virginia is in a structural decline, and those factors have very little to do with EPA regulations and a lot to do with thinning coal seams. They have a lot to do with cheap and abundant natural gas, which is ironically right here in West Virginia. Some of the biggest Marcellus rigs are right here in West Virginia. We produced more gas last year than any time in West Virginia's history. And this cheap natural gas is increasing competition with coal, and it's displacing coal as a source of electricity.
No matter who wins the election, the next president will have to grapple with the opposing forces of economic growth versus environmental concerns. Senator Jay Rockefeller of West Virginia believes that his state has a brighter future if we can come together to resolve these differences.
I was fortunate enough to be able to put about $3.5 billion into the stimulus bill, which a lot of people hate, for low-carbon coal. Now, we're talking about the future of the world, the future of America, the future of coal miners in West Virginia. Are they going to be able to mine coal, or are they not? With the right technology, with the right investment, of course they're going to be able to. And they're going to be able to do it with a certainty which they've never had before.
That certainty would give families hope that their way of life in West Virginia coalfields might improve.
I certainly hope the economy picks up better than it is now. I just don't want things to change just for myself. I want it to change for everyone.
For young West Virginians like Samantha, casting their vote in the election is as important to their futures as it is to the future of America. For the PBS NewsHour Reporting Lab, I'm Courtney Amos in West Virginia.